You finally start making decent. You finally start making decent money in your 20s, and almost immediately your lifestyle changes. You upgrade the phone, get the nicer apartment, start financing the car, buy clothes that look successful. Maybe you even start spending $18 on lunch without thinking twice. And somehow, even though you make more money than you ever have before, you still feel broke. Look, if you've ever wondered, how am I making this much money and still stressed about money? This video is probably for you, because the hidden cost of looking rich in your 20s isn't just the money you spend, it's the wealth you never build. My name is Snow, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people stay financially stuck despite making more money than ever before. If you're someone who keeps upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we need to talk about one of the biggest financial traps of modern life, trying to look wealthy before actually becoming wealthy. And honestly, social media made this problem way worse. Here's the thing, a lot of people aren't building wealth, they're performing wealth. And there's a huge difference. Real wealth is invisible. Investments, retirement accounts, emergency funds, assets. But fake wealth, that's visible everywhere. Luxury cars, designer clothes, and expensive vacations, high-end apartments. And psychologically, humans are wired to chase visible status. There's actually research showing people compare themselves more to those around them than to their actual financial reality. So even if you're making $70,000 or $80,000 a year, if everyone online looks richer than you, your brain says you're behind. Which is crazy because according to multiple surveys, a huge percentage of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without debt. Meaning a lot of rich-looking people are financially fragile. Debt is invisible. That's what makes this trap so dangerous. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's say someone in their 20s spends an extra $1,000 every month trying to maintain a successful lifestyle, better car, more expensive apartment, designer brands, constant upgrades. Now, $1,000 doesn't sound life-changing in the moment, but invested monthly into an index fund averaging historical market returns? Over 40 years, that could become roughly $5 million. $5 million? That's the hidden cost. Not the shoes, not the vacations, the opportunity cost. And here's what most people don't realize. Your 20s are the most important investing decade of your life. Because compound interest rewards time more than almost anything else. Someone who starts investing at 22 has a massive advantage over someone who waits until 32. Even if the older person invests more money later, time matters that much. So when people waste their entire 20s trying to look rich, they're often sacrificing future freedom for temporary appearances. Look, people don't usually spend money emotionally because they're stupid. They spend emotionally because they want security, validation, or identity. The expensive car says, I'm successful. The luxury apartment says, I made it. The designer clothes say, I matter. And social media constantly reinforces this idea that successful people look a certain way. But here's what most people don't realize. A lot of actual wealthy people don't look rich at all. Because once people understand money deeply, they stop caring as much about signaling status. They care more about ownership. Ownership of assets, ownership of investments, ownership of time. Meanwhile, people trying to look rich often own very little. Everything is financed, and that creates this weird cycle where someone can appear wealthy online while secretly being financially stressed every single month. Now you might be thinking, okay, Snow, so are we just supposed to never enjoy money? No, that's not the point. You should absolutely enjoy life. The point is intentionality. There's a huge difference between buying things because you genuinely value them versus buying things because you want strangers to perceive you differently. Because honestly, the real flex isn't looking rich. The real flex is freedom. Freedom to quit a toxic job. Freedom to handle emergencies calmly. Freedom to invest consistently. Freedom to sleep without financial anxiety. That's real wealth, not a leased car you can barely afford. So how do you avoid falling into this? First, stop comparing your real life to social media highlight reels. A lot of online wealth is exaggerated, rented, financed, or completely fake. Second, start thinking in future value. Instead of saying, this costs $2,000, ask, what could this become invested over 30 years? That question changes behavior fast. Third, delay luxury purchases.
Luxury feels way better when...
Look, anybody can look rich temporarily. Credit cards can do that, loans can do that, financing can do that. But actual wealth, that takes patience, discipline, long-term thinking. And honestly, your 20s are not about proving you're rich. They're about building the foundation that eventually allows you to become wealthy. That's the difference. So before you make your next big purchase, ask yourself, am I building wealth or performing it? Because that one question can completely change your financial future. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below. What's one purchase you realized was more about looking successful than actually improving your life?
Thanks for watching.